Hey everyone, welcome to the class. Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of reproduction. It's all about how living things create more living things, and it's super important for understanding life itself. Get ready to explore the different ways organisms reproduce and why it matters for your CBSE exams. So, let's start with the basics. What exactly is reproduction? Reproduction is simply the process by which living organisms produce new individuals similar to themselves. It's essential for the continuation of life and the maintenance of populations. For your CBSE exams, this chapter carries significant weight, so pay close attention. Now, let's talk about asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction involves a single parent, and the offspring are genetically identical to that parent. Think of it as cloning. Common methods include fission, fragmentation, regeneration, budding, and vegetative propagation. Each method has its unique way of creating new organisms. Now, what is fission? Fission is when a single cell divides into two or more identical cells. It's common in bacteria and amoeba. Now, let's move on to sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction involves two parents, and the offspring inherit genetic material from both. This leads to variation in offspring, which is essential for evolution. In flowering plants, sexual reproduction involves pollination and fertilization. And in humans, it involves the fusion of sperm and egg. Here's a key formula to remember. Variation equals genetic diversity. Variation leads to survival advantage. Now, let's explore reproduction in flowering plants. Flowering plants reproduce sexually through a process involving the male and female reproductive parts. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. Fertilization occurs when the male gamete fuses with the female gamete in the ovule. Remember this rule: self-pollination leads to less variation while cross-pollination encourages greater diversity. Here's a critical point: many students confuse pollination with fertilization. Pollination is just the transfer of pollen, while fertilization is the actual fusion of gametes. Keep that clear for your exam. Let's solve an example question. Q. Describe the process of fertilization in flowering plants. Uns. Pollen lands on stigma, travels down the style to the ovary. Male gamete fuses with the egg inside the ovule, forming a zygote. The zygote develops into an embryo inside the seed. Here's a real-world application. Think about grafting in plants. Grafting is a form of artificial vegetative propagation used to combine the desirable traits of two plants. Farmers use it to produce better crops. Now, some exam tips: always draw neat and labeled diagrams to explain reproductive processes. Understand the differences between asexual and sexual reproduction. Pay attention to the functions of different parts of a flower. Let's recap. Asexual reproduction involves a single parent, while sexual reproduction involves two. Flowering plants reproduce sexually through pollination and fertilization. Remember the key differences, and you'll ace this chapter. All of this, AI notes, doubt solving, and practice tests for how do organisms reproduce, are available for free on Synapse. Study smarter, not harder. Start your free learning journey at synapse.omups.in. Please subscribe to our channel for more free lessons. Visit synapse.omups.in and start learning today.